Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Sermondo Talks. My name is Christina and I'm here to introduce you to some of the smartest Amazon experts from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet and you'd like to get some industry insights, here's some interesting stories about entrepreneurship and learn some useful hacks that you can apply to your own Amazon business, make sure you subscribe to our channel now and hit that notification bell so you will never miss another episode again. My guest for you today is Joseph Abitbol, founder of SellerLocker, an Amazon reimbursement company. We will talk a little bit about his own journey, his company, and what he would say to Jeff Bezos if he had the chance to meet him. Let's say hi to Joe and ask him some questions. Hi guys, what's up? I'm here today with Joseph Abitbol. He's the founder and CEO of SellerLocker, and he's based in the beautiful city of New York, and he will face my little cross-examination today. Hi Joe, so glad to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
I would say we just get this started real quick. In one sentence, what is SellerLocker?
So SellerLocker is a software, a software and a service solution for Amazon FBA sellers to get the transparency that they're looking for into the discrepancies that are happening on their account. We give sellers full visibility into the leaking points. And with just a few clicks, either our team or your team could be on their way to getting back money into their pockets and increasing their profits going forward.
When you say you're a software and you also provide services, what exactly do you mean by that? Do you also, I don't know, do a account audit and then see where you could get the money back, or?
So what happens is sellers sign up, and I'll show you soon, but everybody gets their own dashboard loaded up with 30 different tools that not only help you get money back, but also help you fix your fees, help you respond to different cases. And sellers can actually, we empower the sellers to do it on their own if they have a staff that they want to do this in-house. But we also employ virtual assistants. We have our own virtual assistant team that is trained to go ahead and take the work completely off of your hands. So some sellers like to do the work in-house, and then others like to completely offload it. And that's why I say software and a service. We have the software ready for you to take action with, but we also have the service for those who are looking for more of a hands-off approach.
And how long have you been in business?
So we're coming up on our third year now. We have about a little over 3,000 sellers working with us, all using the software. A lot of them are using the service as well, and it's going really well. Every month we're recovering millions of dollars for our sellers, increasing profits by tens of millions every single year with some of our fee auditing features, which we'll get into, but it's going really well.
And why do you know so much about selling online? Have you been an Amazon seller yourself, or I think you also have a co-founder, if I'm not mistaken. Does he has the Amazon experience?
So I was working as an e-com manager for a pretty big company, and we sold very heavy products. And one of our biggest challenges were FBA fees. So the pick and pack fee that Amazon charges you on your products. And we started noticing that sometimes, we've had the same SKU in 3 different colors, and we had 3 different fees, some drastically different, $7, $10 per color. And that was killing our profit margins. So being the e-com guy in the company, it was kind of on me to, figure out what's going on, why our profits so hurt by these overcharges. And then I just got crazy with it. I had these crazy Excel sheets. My whole job became, managing FBA fees. And that's when I said, hey, I'm definitely recovering money. This is worth it, but I have to find a way to automate this. And I can't have my entire day job being the auditing Amazon. And I definitely couldn't trust, giving my business to somebody else to do without having full insight into what's happening. So I needed the visibility. I couldn't really trust a third party without still managing it from afar. So I said a perfect solution could be a software potentially. And that's when I got started, and we started building the entire tool.
Well, that sounds awesome, but why should I choose SellerLocker over other companies? I know there are some other softwares out there.
Right. So there are definitely other services out there, and all the companies out there are doing a great job. everybody in the space. I hear a lot of good things about a lot of the other companies. Where SellLocker is different, like I mentioned, is that we have this software. And with the software, like I'm going to show you in a little bit, we're able to go a little bit deeper, or we're able to be more thorough, cover more categories, take cases all the way to the end. And that's helping us, have a higher success rate with each and every case. We're also able to do more and really bring more profits to sellers' pockets with the software. So with that perfect software service combination, we're able to bring a much higher service to the table. And sellers are also getting that transparency that they're looking for, especially those big enterprise level clients that need to be in full control.
Yeah, definitely. So since you're talking about your beautiful software so much, what do you say? Do you want us to give us a quick demo, maybe show us the dashboard, what features it has, and so on?
Sure. Yeah, no problem. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you around a little bit. Okay, so can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
So every seller that signs up gets this dashboard. So we go back about 18 months and we bring all of the different discrepancies into this platform where sellers can either open up a case if they want to with just one click, or if their team, the virtual assistant team that we employ for them, does the same work, but it's all done through the software. So we're not, training highly skilled experts that are, they're all using the tool to do the work. So we train the tool how to do it, and then they just click the buttons. So very simply, sellers can go ahead, see some cases that need to be identified or looked into. They see here that 10 items were lost, 2 are found, there's still 8 to be recovered. With one click, we go ahead and send this data into Amazon. So we take care of the submitting of the case. We auto-populate the information with what we've tested works well with Amazon. And then with one click, they can submit that claim and they're off to getting a reimbursement. That's not really the crazy cool part about it, even though it's really fast. One of the biggest things that we differentiate ourselves in is taking our cases all the way to the end. And we do that because we have a software, because we have a case management tool that we've built. So if you look here, we have a section called Open Cases. And with this section, we're able to really, I don't know if you've ever seen an Amazon response to a case. So you submit a claim and 80% of the time, they're going to have some crazy response for you. And in this scenario, they're telling you to read, this claim, this policy here, read this policy there, read another one. They say different terms they're expecting you to understand, like fair market value. And a typical seller doesn't really understand what's going on here. And even a crafty service company, if you have 1,000 clients signed up to your service and you're opening up 10 cases a day, do companies really have the time to respond to 10,000 cases a day? Not just submitting claims, but it's also about responding to claims. And look how difficult this is to understand and fight back. So with the software though, we were able to build a machine learning tool that is capable of on the spot, the second the page loads, we understand what happened. So we understand that Amazon reimbursed you less than what we expected. We claimed 2,000, they only reimbursed you 1,000, and we're gonna disprove them with their own policies with just one click. So either you or this, the VA, our VA team is going to go ahead and click that one button, and we're going to actually disprove them with their own policies and hopefully get that money that's owed to them. We released this feature back in September. And since then, we've been able to increase our reimbursement potential by 35%. So that's been huge in taking cases all the way to the end, so that sellers can go ahead and get every dollar that's owed to them. Too many times we see that, people open up cases, and definitely with other service companies, they open up cases and then, and it's a good case maybe the first time, but Amazon doesn't give them the money that they're expecting. And it kind of gets out of control. And with this tool, cases never expire. There's a simple workflow. We know how to respond so that you don't have to worry about that. And it's really been effective. Here's another example potentially that I could show. Let me see if I can find a good one where, the power of a tool would really take away a lot of man hours of doing this in-house, or even for a service company to do in-house. We even have specific service companies that are using our tool to help them serve their clients. because this really does get out of hand. If you look at this case over here, this case was opened on March 4th. And imagine you have to follow up with the case from March 4th all the way till June 11th. How much time that takes.
Yeah.
Most service companies are just going to let it go after 2 or 3 tries, maybe 1 try. But because we have a software and we have that system reminding our VAs and actually populating the cases, we went back and forth with them from March 4th. And you can see this almost every 2 days, all the way until April, May, all the way until June 8th, or actually June 11th, where we finally got the reimbursement that we were looking for, the full amount. So congratulations, you were fully reimbursed finally, and we fixed the dimensions on this SKU. But it's not a, click and forget. A lot of sellers think, hey, I have, this tool and, Helium 10 gives me reports. Why do I need a system in place? Because as you can see here, it's not a one click and forget. It requires real work, and you need the right service software doing the work for you. And you can only do that with automation. You can't believe that people can really go back and forth without having the tools necessary to make it happen. So that's like one major thing that differentiates us. And I kind of jumped over it, but FBA fees is our other massive category that differentiates us from the competitors. All day long, Amazon is mismeasuring product dimensions, and they mismeasure that SKU, and now that SKU has an overcharge going forward. So they owe you money going backwards, but going forward, if you don't stop the bleeding, it's going to turn into a big amount of money owed to you. Yes. So within Seller Locker, we have capability for sellers to plug in the dimensions of their products. And after that, our tool is constantly auditing the SKUs in real time. And the second there's any overcharge, our tool brings a case to the system. Our team goes ahead and submits these claims. But this is an example of a scenario where Amazon is potentially mismeasuring this product, and only by a little bit, an inch there, an inch there, here, an inch there. And that turned into a $4.29 difference of profits per SKU, per order. So with one click, the seller can download the Excel sheet, open up the case gets, again, auto-populated into a form. And then the same thing happens. Our team follows up, like you saw, every 2 days with the tool, making sure that the product dimensions are changed, and that the money is going back into your pockets at the end of the day. This seller up here that we're looking at recovered a ton of money, $116,000, but he also reduced his fees, and therefore going forward from the day he started working with Seller Locker, made an additional $163,000 in profits that Seller Locker didn't charge him for. These are profits that are going directly into your pocket. So those are
I have a few questions
that we do that's very different.
I have a few questions here. So, first of all, I see the little support robots popping up down right there. What does your support look like?
So, good question. So we do have a ton of virtual assistants that work on the actual account, but this actually goes to our US team. So the sellers themselves go ahead if they have a billing question, if they want to submit a feature request or a product issue. Let's see if this happens. On the spot, a message goes out to all of the in-house US members that we have on the team. Everyone's working remote now, but as you can see right here, I just got a message on my phone that someone needs support. Most of the time, I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to defer to my team, but we all get a ping on our phone right here. Someone needs some help. They have a product issue, and right away, hey, how can we help?
Awesome.
But most of the time, as you can see, it pops up right away. But we'll get on a demo. We'll do a refresher course. We do have a full knowledge base on how to use the tool exactly, but most of the issues are covered during the product demo. So on that first demo that we do, we actually do it on your own account and take you through the steps.
Yeah, very practical. Another question would be, can anyone use Seller Locker, or do you only work with brands starting from a certain amount of revenue a month, or?
No, so everybody can use it. We typically find between 2 to 3% of someone's annual revenue. So if someone's doing $1 million a year, we could probably find about $10,000 to $30,000 and get that money back for them. But we work with all size companies. But the tools that we built were for enterprise massive companies. So we built it, with scale in mind, but they work, just as good for the smaller companies. And everybody gets all the same features. We don't discriminate. All sellers can use the platform.
Awesome.
And we do have custom pricing. This might have been one of the questions you're going to ask me, but
yeah,
we have about 6
that
or
would
7
have been my next question.
we have 6 or 7 different pricing structures, different for different types of sellers. And whenever we run someone's account, it's not only commission based. We have different structures. So a lot of people get worried about, hey, I don't want to pay too much in commissions. But we recommend signing up on the demo that we give you. We're going to actually put together a few proposals to get the right price and the right structure that works. And it's going really well. A lot of people are very receptive of different pricing structures that work for their business.
All right. I would say we close the demo so we can see your face again.
Okay, cool.
There you are. All right. So you mentioned that there's going to be a demo for every seller that's interested in working with you. In general, what does the process look like? So I say, hey, I heard about a lot of miscalculations going on. I want to have my account checked, and I heard about Seller Locker. So let's say I write through your contact form or your chatbot and say, hey, I don't know anything about reimbursements, how any of this works. What would be the next steps?
So there is a lot of information on our website for people who are just curious about what's going on, what the process is. We have 2 different websites for different types of sellers. So if you click case studies and you click enterprise or $2 million sellers, it kind of tells you for a smaller seller and a bigger seller what the different perks are about reimbursements and the problems and how we solve them. But after that, someone, or even if you didn't want to learn all that stuff, you click sign up, you sync your account. Right after that, it takes about 24 hours for us to get everything that we need, sometimes faster. The following day, one of our sales guys and a customer support rep are going to reach out to you to schedule this demo, to walk you through the tool, explain to you as much as you want to know, and walk you through what you want to do on the software, because there is a little bit of manual function. Like we need product dimensions so that we can tackle FBA fees. But if you're not a private label seller or a brand, then maybe that's not applicable. So we figure out, exactly what you need to learn. We teach it to you in about 10 to 12 minutes. And that's it. Our team gets started and we start moving.
That sounds pretty good. Also that you have like these different pricing structures. Another thing I'm interested in is, does your software only work with Amazon.com or also other marketplaces, Europe, for example?
So right now we are working on, I'm sure Walmart, everyone has issues, whether you're in your own warehouse or whatever warehouse you're going to build, you're going to have some issues. So something that we're looking into is Walmart. They just released, things called WFS or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to start testing with that a little bit. But currently Amazon is the biggest player with regards to order management.
And what about marketplaces in other countries? As you know, I'm located in Germany, so I'd be a German seller selling on maybe Amazon.de, FR, IT, UK. Can I use Seller Locker here as well?
So currently, at the moment, Seller Locker is only live for the US. We do have the other platforms, a few of the other platforms almost ready to release. So probably within the next 30 days to 60 days, we're going to have it launched for all of our sellers. We're still beta testing it a little bit. There's a few different APIs, but we're very close.
Awesome. So you're going to have a global audience then.
Yeah.
Could you name 3 things that your clients say about working with you and your software?
So they love the transparency. So that's huge. They love the fact that they're no longer, in the dark when you sign. So it's fun to get free money, but you're always curious, is that all that's there? So what we recommend definitely is, even if you're using another service or you have your own in-house team, run the numbers and let us show you what you're actually missing. Because we just saw there could be money sitting on the table that you tried and you didn't actually get. So that's cool. They love the fact that, we have all these different features. I only showed you 3 of them, but there's all different features for FBA sellers to maximize their packaging dimensions and stuff like that. So we really built a ton of functionality for these types of sellers. And really the money that we're getting back is huge. Like we really deliver on the promise of we can get you back between 1% and 3%. It's really happening. I have sellers that are recovering, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I have one seller that almost recovered $1 million last year. If you follow the steps and you actually use the tool instead of trying to do some in-house, this service, that service, if you adapt and there's other features and you fully use the system, you do get the rewards from it.
And how do you manage to stay up to date? As you probably know, Amazon likes to change its guidelines and fees and all things associated with selling on Amazon. How do you keep track of all the changes happening?
So keeping track is not too hard. And with the perks of being a software company is that we can develop fairly quickly. We don't have to retrain 30 staff members. We just have to develop the tool or make small tweaks. So in June, if Amazon decides, hey, you can no longer submit claims without documentation, inbound shipments without documentation. Okay, we can build functionality very quickly. What does the seller want to see? What's the easiest way to do it? And boom, now if a seller wants to open up an inbound shipment claim, we take the document from their cell phone all the way to the case, potentially, with just one click. So they can take a picture of a document, text it to us, it saves all the way, and then all the way into a submission of a claim. That document's still there. And we can build and we can develop. So with the software, we can quickly bend to whatever Amazon wants us to do.
That sounds awesome. How do you deal with clients that are not happy with Seller Locker? Maybe, I don't know if that ever happened before. That would be a hypothetical question. I mean, it can always happen that people expect more or something different, and then they start using it and they're like, oh, maybe that's not the right service for me. How would you deal with such a situation?
I mean, there's no risk in giving it a try. So if someone's not happy and we have to develop something special for them, which we're always for, trying, different tools that maybe affect different sellers. Most of the time people just like to take it back in-house because they're trying to save money here. They're trying to maybe not pay the commissions, but that's when we just talk about the special pricing that we have. So if we can figure out the pricing, there's usually no issues. It's all about the money, really. So
yeah.
you can get the price right from the beginning, which is what we like to do on these demos, and we never have a problem.
All right. Then I would like to continue with some questions about you personally. You already told us a little bit why you did found Seller Locker, what you did before. Was it always a plan of yours to become an entrepreneur or an aspiration, or did it just come naturally to you?
No, 100%. My dad's an entrepreneur, and we were selling, watches back in the day from our basement. And I always knew I liked the e-commerce space, and this is just the next level. E-commerce is huge. This is, software. So I'm getting both. I'm getting that e-commerce, and I'm being able to, do the service for them, speak to customers. This is just really a great combination for me.
And what's your vision for the next years, not only with Seller Locker, but also for your own career? Any plans of building other enterprises or focusing on Seller Locker for now?
So definitely interested in building other service/softwares. We do have 2 or 3 of them all in beta right now. But potentially we want to keep diving into servicing these customers in unique and different ways, potentially in ways that they're not currently getting services from in other spaces. So we already have, these 3,000 sellers. How else can we help them? Where else can we create value in specifically categories that are maybe not 100% tapped?
Awesome. One thing I learned about entrepreneurs is that they are never satisfied. So what is a skill or character trait that you wish you had, but you don't have right now? What would you like to improve?
I really wish I learned how to code, really. Because there's so many ideas that I have. I want to do it myself, but it can't happen.
That brings me to my next question. If you could have a superpower, which one would it be?
Actually, I was talking about this yesterday.
Yeah?
No, I'm kidding. I think flying. I think that one's great.
Why flying?
Probably get to work a little faster. Truth.
Oh, I love it. You're living in New Jersey and working in New York. Is that right?
So no, so now we're just in New Jersey for a little bit. The office is also in New Jersey
Mm-hmm.
until public transportation gets a little bit safer to get back on. Then we'll go back. But right now, nobody feels comfortable taking the train and the subway. So we have
I
an
understand.
office in New Jersey, and if anyone wants to drive in, they can.
All right. Or fly in. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Um, okay, another unrealistic scenario. Let's say you could walk into Jeff Bezos' office in about an hour and ask him one thing or ask him for one thing. What would it be?
Asking for anything?
Yeah, he's like a fairy fulfilling your wishes. But just
I would take
one.
some stock off. I would love a few of his stocks that he has. That wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, wouldn't be too
But
bad.
there are some things that bother me, like just recent things, with Amazon taking the mistakes that they've made and limiting it from 18 months to 90 days. I just feel that, there's maybe a lack of an account of responsibility. Like, I respected the fact, hey, we made a mistake, we can go back 18 months and correct it. But the mistakes aren't going down. If anything, they continue to increase, and they're
Yes.
making it harder and a shorter span to go after to get those reimbursements. So like that was from 18 months to just 3 months. That's not fair, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe he has his own calculations and stuff like that. But that just makes it kind of challenging, and it hurts the sellers a lot, because when they first signed up back in the day, we can really do some heavy cleaning for them, and that helps them tremendously, because we can bring tens of thousands of dollars back to their pockets to reinvest back into the business. So that's a little bit challenging.
Okay, so Jeff, if you're watching, please undo this change. Change it back to 18 months. It's really not fair. Good. Now that we have this cleared up, on to my next question. If you could hire any famous person in the world to work with you or for you, who would it be and why? It can be a movie star, a singer, actor, entrepreneur. Ideally, someone our audience has heard of.
um, Truth, I love this guy, Ryan Mulvaney. I don't know if you see him. He's just an entrepreneur, not necessarily a celebrity. I
I
just
follow
watch
him
his
on
content.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, he's great. Um, he actually, they use our service, and they love it, but I'd love to have him with us.
Yeah, he has a lot of, what is the word, drive? He has a lot of drive, I think.
100%. Yeah, I get excited when I watch his clips.
All right. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're short and like right on point and very entertaining.
100%.
That's an awesome skill to
I
have.
feel like he gets on his first try, Like for me, I have to take record back and forth 100 times. He gets it, take one probably.
Yeah. All right. I have to take my phone out now because we're already at the last question, and you will only have 1 minute to answer it. If you had the attention of every Amazon seller out there and you could give them advice for 1 minute, what would it be? We start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so what I would do, and I'll just talk about reimbursements, is definitely, even if you're not going to use Seller Locker, to start looking at the responses that you're getting from Amazon. A lot of the time, you're just one response away from getting the money that's owed to you. They need an extra document, or they just want to confirm something before releasing the payments to you. So even if you're not going to use the tool, which I definitely recommend you do, just take a look at the case log and put a little bit more emphasis and see what's going on with the cases that are being submitted. I definitely tell you to go check out FBA fees, put some system in place. If you're not going to use us, just monitor that, because that can be hundreds of thousands of dollars of profits going to your pocket if you have the right system in place. And I definitely recommend creating a system around inbound shipments. Start saving those documents, because those who submit cases with documents and without documents, definitely a game changer.
All right, we have it. 57 seconds. Awesome. Joe, thank you so much for being on. I can only recommend anyone watching or hearing this through our podcast, try it out, book a demo. It can't hurt. As Joe said, it takes 10 to 15 minutes, so you don't have to invest a lot of time, and you can get to know the software, the services, someone on the team. And yeah, it was a real pleasure having you on.
You got it. Thank you for having me. All the best.
All right, guys, that's it for today. That was my interview with Joe. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions for him or for me, simply leave your comment below this video. I also included some helpful links in the description box where you can find out more about SellerLocker and Sermondo.com. And now I want to know from you guys, have you ever been successfully reimbursed before? Did you ever think about using a reimbursement service? Did you even know that something like this exists? Let us know, leave your comment below the video, and yeah, that's basically all I have to say for today. Take care, see you guys next time.